disclaimer, you need basic electrical skills at least to do this job. I am not responsible for anything that goes wrong while doing this job, and you will lose the use of your tape player after performing this job. Alright, head units out. That black connector is the one I'm looking for. That's got the 4 wires back there. Now I need to cut. And then there's that hole back there. See where that wiring goes? That light. That can go down into the ashtray. That's where I'm gonna run the wires that I set up the RCA cables. Now you gotta watch out when you're doing this. You probably want to disconnect everything because you don't want to break those vacuum lines with these other wires. So I'm gonna go pull all these connectors out. All right, head units out. Here's the connector I want. There's the wires. Yeah, that's blurry. But there's gray, blue with a white stripe, white with a pink stripe, and brown with a green stripe like I'm looking for. And you can see those wires go up into shielding. So you can see those are the audio wires. And you can't really see it. You can barely see, but there's a black wire there. That black wire is actually connected to the shielding. And that's the ground for the shielding. So I need to snip those 4 wires, not the black wire. Just those other 4 wires. Those are the audio signal wires. And I'm also, like I said, going to run the wires through that hole there down to the ashtray. And I'm going to just put some electrical tape on the edges right here, just to try to prevent it from chafing. It's not too sharp of an edge here, but I still want to put some electrical tape there, just to try to prevent chafing. Alright, so far I have 2 of the wires spliced in. I got this next one stripped and ready to go. I mentioned before that I thought these wires were 18 gauge, they're 20 gauge. Just so you know. So you can use 20 gauge wire, you'll be fine. Nothing smaller than 20 gauge though. And remember, that's bigger number is smaller, so don't go 22 gauge or higher. 20 gauge or the smaller number. That's bigger wire. This here is 16 gauge, as you can see the thickness of that. And then the thickness of this. This thickness is much smaller. Now, also, you're going to have these straggling wires. There's a way to pull those out. I can't remember exactly how. You're going to, pop this clip out, and then you can pull that out and just make sure the other pins go back in. You do that for both sides. But I'm not going to do that just because I don't plan on having this car for that much longer, and I pulled all of this to the side. I don't think they're going to cause me a problem. If you want it to be a more permanent thing, I'd pull it and get those out. And I'm going to have a link on the side. I have a link on the side in the video description. And that's where I figured out how to do this in the first place. And on that, it'll tell you how to pull these out of the connector. So I'm just going to splice in these 2 more wires, hook everything back up, and I'll be ready to go. Can't wait. Alright, that's all spliced in. All the wiring's hooked back up. Test her out. Alright, I got my iPod hooked up. Wired in. I don't have a cassette right now. I threw those other ones away that I was testing my player with before, so I'm just going to stick this in there for now because the cassette player needs something to turn. I don't want a wire hanging out though, so I'm eventually going to find a nice long cassette to stick in there. I don't give a shit what it is. I'll find the cheapest, longest cassette possible, as long as it sits in there and plays, because I'm never going to hear the sound from it. So, put that in there. Turn the head unit on. I already tested to make sure the radio worked. Make sure the cassette sits in there. Alright, sorry for that jump cut. Here we go. We're about to start. See if it works. And... nope, that's not actually hooked up. Oh, it's working. That's perfect. No tape noise either. All speakers, all sides work too. No issues. That's awesome. This is perfect. I'm happy. Only thing is, in hindsight, I should have only got the 3-foot adapter cable, not the 6-foot, because it's kind of hard to hide in here. But I'll figure out a way. But it works, and it works beautifully, so I'm happy about it.